Okay, I think it's recording. Yes. All right, perfect. So, somebody had said yesterday that they wanted to know more about organic trafficking, and I want to tell you guys from my experience, um, what I've learned. Um, and anybody who's got anything that they want to chip in, like I'm not trying to make this some kind of dictatorship where you guys have to listen to me or any other leaders. I want everybody to participate, and if you have something to say, unmute yourself and say it. But I know that I've learned that for organic traffic, we want to do like an 80-20 technique, meaning 80% of the content you put out is supposed to be value to your warm market, 20% being anything that has to do with your business. I know my mom, she had a question asking about, she was asking what are the best times to try and drive traffic for your warm market? And I didn't really have a great answer for that, except for to consider your the warm market that, like for instance, if you're posting in work from home pages, and that page is specific to like Australia or the UK or something, be considerate of their their time zone, and then also take into consideration the time of day that it would be, like morning before work when people would be checking their Facebook, or their lunch break at work, or the time when they get off, when they get off of their job, before and after dinner time, and before they go to bed. Those are all peak moments on Facebook world, in my opinion. And I've had goes there. I know that I have right now. I am currently not in the rotator. I haven't been in the rotator at all. So in the 2 months that I've been in this doTERRA, I have about 540 something views and 51 leads, and they're all warm market. So and all I do is work from home pages and post on my personal profile. Sorry guys, my phone's blowing up.
Danny.
Yes.
What did you? I missed it because Joel was talking to me. But what were you saying about 80-20?
It was 80% of the content you put out should be value, not directly relating your business, and 20% can be towards your business. I have a lot of notes right now, and I'm kind of unorganized right now. Does anybody want to talk about some of the organic trafficking that they have done and have success with? Anybody?
Well, one time I filmed a video instead of making a post, like a status or anything that was like a static image or a static post. I made a video on work from home, and that did the best out of like any post I've ever put on a work from home. A couple of us watched a webinar today, or listened to a webinar. Danny, what are their names? Nadia.
Oh, John and Nadia and Melton, yeah.
Okay, so we watched a webinar from them, and they said that in the future, 90% of Facebook will be completely video. And that hit home for me because I already know, like I've already been told that videos convert better, and videos, people are more willing to watch a video or see something moving than a static post. Whether or not you guys have like ran ads before and that holds true for you, like that's where the world is moving, is in video. So I don't know. That's something that I've experienced, is that video versus like all the static posts I've ever done on a work from home that converted best for me. I got the most attention on it, the most comments, the most personal messages from something like that.
Awesome. Now, since you brought up that webinar, I did take a lot of notes from it, and something that I took from it is how they interpreted the 80-20 sales technique. What is this? Sorry, I'm trying to. Okay. You guys hear any feedback? Yes or no? A little bit. Sure. There we go. Found it. It's Alexis. Okay. So Johnny and Nadia Mountains, and I'm not promoting what they do at all, but they did have a lot of good points about organic trafficking. They said create 10 posts a week that are from your personal profile about your personal lifestyle or just generic value. They said create 4 posts a week that showcase nonchalant promotion for your business, and 1 power post per week that directs that is a direct promotion of your business or product or business, but this entire time you're not saying your product or your company's name until you reach out to them in private message. They have a thing called ATM, which means, what's it called? Add, tag, and message. Who said that?
Yes.
Steve?
Please go to bed now for the 17th time.
Steven, you want to touch on any notes that you've taken out of that?
Yeah, because I just literally finished that
I know you
class. Yeah, basically, like you said, they said do 10 posts a week, that are just, your basic, hi, this is me, this is what I do, and this is me having fun, stuff like that. 10 posts a week like that. And then 4 nonchalant posts, which are basically just posts saying, for us, it's saying, essential oils are helping me with this or helping me with that, and blah, blah, blah.
Toilet paper, pop, bananas.
Yeah. And then 1 power post, which would be like Matt does all the time with his, I'm recruiting a team of marketers, or I have a business opportunity. But at no time do we ever mention doTERRA until we actually message somebody, because then they can go on Google and actually Google doTERRA and they can get their products some other way, or they can become somebody else's lead and somebody else's member. And that's not what we want. We want everybody we can get our hands on so we can put them where we want them. We don't want somebody coming in under somebody else that's not even in our group. And let me see. I mean, I got a pile of notes, Danny, so.
I'm scrolling through too. Crystal, you want to jump in and talk about, or Steven, you want to finish talking about the trickle
I
down?
guess, yeah, I can do the trickle down thing just in a second, Danny. I guess the big thing is human first. When you contact somebody, try to develop a rapport with them before you start trying to push your marketing on them. I understand we're all here to make money. That's the bottom line. But if people don't connect with you, they're never going to sign up under you. They're never going to buy a product from you. They're going to move on to somebody else. So I guess that's probably my biggest takeaway from that. And the old group we were in, I guess we were trying that too for a while. And it makes a whole lot of sense, because I'd much rather buy stuff from a friend than I would buy from a total stranger.
Yeah, for sure.
So, okay, about the trickle down now. Everybody knows that we get complaints all the time about when am I getting leads from my upline. Number one, it's not your upline's opportunity or responsibility to give you leads. Find your own damn leads. That's the first thing. If you're not finding your own leads, you're not going to get anywhere in this business, period. If you're just going to sit back and wait for somebody else, and I understand everybody on here right now is trying to move forward and they're working, and that's great, and that's why you're here. But if you're downline, say you got 1 or 2 people under you and somebody on there is posting in the chats, hey, when am I getting people? When am I getting this? When am I getting that? Shut it down right away. It's very negative, and we need to squash it here. Because a brand new person coming in and reading all of that is going to be, what the fuck did I get into? Let me sign the papers. I'm out. Period. Done and over with. Okay, now with that said, the rotator is producing leads. I get leads all the time from it. But if you think of it this way, the webinar has at the most, 200 people? At the very most, 200 people. Now let's break that down into a 10% rule. So out of 200 people, 10% of them are going to sign up. That's 20 people. How big's our organization right now? we're coming close to 200 just in our little group. I'd hate to see what it is when we go all the way up. You know, it's probably insane. Okay, so now I'm going to share Danny's tree since he sent it to me earlier and told me I could, because his tree is considerably bigger than mine. Okay, so here's Danny's tree. All right, this is me way over here. So I'm almost at the bottom of the tree. I am not going to complain that I'm not getting somebody from Danny when, if you look at this side of his tree, if this was my tree and I had extra people that I was putting in, I sure as hell would put them over here. So if I'm down here and I'm complaining I'm not seeing any leads, we have a webinar that just went off that we got 10%, so 20 people. So now we got to stretch 20 people out over, God, I don't know, freaking 1,000 people. You know, what's the size of your seventh leg or your seventh row? It's going to be close to 1,000 people. So now if you're going to put one person under each person, you only got 20 spots. So now with this over here, if Danny gets anybody trickled down to him, it'd be maybe one person. So now he gets one person. So I guess basically what I'm saying is us complaining about non-trickle down is bullshit. Okay, and if somebody doesn't like my language, PM me later and I'll let you have it because I don't care. What I'm saying, and I'm somebody that has received somebody, and I'm also somebody that has put people under other people. 3 people is hard enough to find. Extra people on top of that is that much harder. So now you're getting people that are complaining, hey, I'm not getting anybody. I'm not getting anybody. Come on, pull your head out of your ass. Think about it for a second. We're all adults. Grow your own business first. Think about number 1 first. Get your 3 people, then worry about somebody that's, oh, I'm not getting anybody, and talk to them. That's the first line right there, is talk to your downlines. If you're on the bottom of the hill, okay, don't complain up. Talk to your upline. See how things are going. See where things are going. As far as I know in this group, Chris is probably the highest guy I can talk to in this group that I have direct conversations with. And I talked to him on the phone today. You know, just trying to get stuff straightened out, seeing where things are going. Talk to your uplines. Talk to your downlines. I have, since my downline is actually pretty small, I have once a month, I have a face-to-face with everybody in my downline. I do a Zoom call just like this and I talk to them. I explain everything. And then like I said, with this trickle down, if I get one person, I have one extra person that I can put somewhere. I don't have 100 extra people. So if you know somebody that's posting in the chats saying, hey, when's the trickle down coming? Hey, when's this coming? Tell them to knock it off. Because it's seriously driving down the morale of the entire group. If they're having an issue with the rotator and they're not getting leads and this and that, one or the other, that's something to bring up with your upline. That's not something to post in the chat. That's not something to post on the page. That's not something to put out on Facebook. That's something to make a private message to somebody and find out what's going on. And then, like I said, think of it this way, 10% rule. Even the guy at the top. If the guy at the top brought every lead to the webinar, he's only got 20 people he can hand down. So now I got people going to the webinar. So if I get a hit, that goes among freaking 7 people. That's it. That goes among 7 people. So now I'm pretty sure, Dave Dreamer, you got a pile of people under you, don't you? So if you get 2 people off a webinar, you know, where are they going to go, right? You can only help out 2 people. You can't help out everybody. So I guess that's what I'm trying to make everybody understand. Yes, trickle down is working. Yes, we are getting leads from the webinar. Yes, the rotator is sending leads in. There's a lot of people. A lot of people. So like I said, if somebody in your downline is sending messages, or if you see it, send a private message and just ask them to contact their upline about it, because it needs to quit. It really needs to quit.
Yeah, quick.
Go ahead.
If you guys are confused at all about what Steven is talking about with the trickle down, or even understanding what that means, or how things trickle down, like I'm sure that all of us have seen compensation at one point or another, but if you're not very clear on it, I suggest watching it again. That's in the file section of doCOPO. But if you're still confused about the order of like how he's saying there's only 20 people, where are those people going to go? Everyone is building their pyramid, if you will, evenly. So that's why people are not going to be placed just how we all saw Danny's leg. The left side of his team is very full and the right side is not. And so that's why you would fill in those spaces, because Danny specifically, if he gets sales, he's going to be building his tiers evenly. So I just want everyone to understand that. If you have questions about that or don't get that, it's really important to understand, because that's how you need to be building your teams too. If you get extra people, you need to be building evenly down your tiers. So if you have any questions, watch compensation. If you still don't understand, reach out to me or your direct upline. If you have a relationship with your upline, even if you don't, I suggest reaching out to your upline and getting to know each other. But yeah, if you have any questions, just let us know. But I just want everyone to be clear on that and understand what Steven's talking about.
Yeah, I guess I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, everybody here should know we're building in threes, right? So, I mean, you don't need a fourth leg until you're up past, I believe it's silver or something like that. I haven't checked the thing as of quite yet because I'm not there. But yeah, no, so we build in threes. So anybody we find more than three, we place under somebody else, and that's what we call trickle down. You know, because somebody like Danny could place somebody under me if I was, you know, needing somebody and he was to that point in his tree. And that's the way I do it. I place people under people. Well, I help out the people that are helping me first. Like if I have somebody that has two people and they haven't told me they have another person signing in, I'll put somebody under there before I put somebody that isn't doing anything. But I fill it row by row. You know, it's my front row, then my second row, then my third row, then my fourth row. I don't put somebody in my second row and then, somebody over here is 3 rows down and needs somebody. I don't put somebody way over there. I build it straight across, even, and good to go. And like I said, it is working. I've seen it. I've been a part of it. I am doing it. So if you do see anybody posting that and they're in your downline, please reach out to them and tell them, hey, just, PM me or contact me later and we'll get it straightened out. Because basically, like I said, they're driving the entire morale down of the whole group. I'm getting tired of seeing the posts, hey, how come I'm not getting this? Hey, how come I'm not getting that? Because you're not getting off your ass and going and getting it.
I'd like to jump in here real quick.
Go ahead, I'm done, man.
Yeah, no problem. So when we started with doCOPO or however you guys want to say it, doTERRA Communication Portal, when it was doTERRA Communication Portal, and we had the Go Live challenge going when that first started. Does anybody remember that? Just give me a hands up if you do. When that first started, we were all with such strong camaraderie, and everybody was showing up to everybody's Go Lives so strong, and we were boosting each other's confidence and morale through the roof. Everybody was doing the challenge, and everybody was on everyone's live stream while it was happening, sharing, giving reactions, giving love, and promoting what they were doing. I don't know what happened. I don't know if everyone got complacent with what they were doing or just, stopped doing the things that were working that kept us motivated and inspired towards doing the right thing. We need to regain focus and move back on track. Before this Zoom call, Alexis actually just shared something with me that she heard from church. She was in church today. She does something with her pastor working in I don't know what she does. Alexis, where are you? Come on and tell us that quote that you said. I think this is awesome. I'll let you share it.
So tonight was about motivation, and this was just like my pastor speaking tonight. He said in this line, I quote this line was, wouldn't it be, no, he said, what did he say? what if everyone, or what if you woke up every day and the first thought that you had to mind was, I'm just going to sit here today and think about how I'm going to motivate someone. What if that was your thought every single day? And then he was like, I think that's pretty cool. And I thought about that, and I need to do that more. I need to wake up and have that fire in my veins and think about how I can help my team, doCOPO, achieve more than I already am. How can I take one extra step today? How can I go the extra mile to motivate my team? And I need
Yes.
to make myself be motivated, like take care of myself so I can help others. But how can I feed myself, and then how can I take that energy and put it out there for someone, whether it be something specific that I message, kind of build them up, or if it's something I put on a go live or something that I post in the group or something. I don't know. I just need to do something to motivate better, I think.
Definitely. And I just like to add this is this is me. I'm personally not going to limit myself to just people in doCOPO. I'm going to expand myself towards anyone on Team H2 Oils. Like I've been talking to and reaching out to so many people who are not a part of our team, helping them with their growth and helping them with their business, helping them with any aspect of their life. And I'm helping people who have nothing to do with Team H2 Oils, or have anything to do with doTERRA, or have anything to do with network marketing, because those people are people who comment and react on my posts. They're on my friends list. I am boosting myself, selling myself, and whatever I have to offer them. So then I'm going to pique their interest, and they're going to build a relationship with me and ask me what I'm doing. Everybody should be reaching out to anybody. This is something else that I learned on this webinar today from John and Nadia Melton, is that anybody who comments, reacts, whatever, to a post that you have, you should definitely reach out to them in a private message, and just, not necessarily reach out to them and say, hey, I saw that you reached out, or that you commented or reacted on my post. I'm in this business. Come and do what I'm doing. Reach out to them and just form a relationship. Open up that line of communication. You'll be amazed at where it takes you. And if you guys think I'm full of shit or whatever, that's fine. I would suggest that you look at somebody who has the results that you want and try to do them yourself.
Hey, we all know you're full of shit, Danny. That doesn't mean we don't love you.
My eyes aren't even brown. But all right, is that making sense to anybody? I hope it does. I hope you guys really see the value in selling yourself as the answer to a problem anybody might have, not just for business, but for life. You need to get on other people's level, build a emotional, or what am I trying? You need to get into their fields. You know what I'm saying? You need to get into their, I don't know how else to say that. Get in their fields, dude. You know what I'm saying? You guys got to build a relationship. People will then start asking you. It might not be today or tomorrow or next week or next month or whatever, but maybe in a year. Who knows? I got people messaging me from months ago, back when I was part of a different offer, saying, what is it that you're doing again? I see that you're going crazy on Facebook, and I want to know what it is that you're doing. And now I'm bringing them in and putting them under whoever and whoever. Now I got my aunt ranking up, because I'm connecting with everybody who reaches out to me. I'm connecting with everybody who reacts, and I want you guys to please see the value in that. But don't just do it because I'm saying it. Anybody else got anything they want to add? Anything they want to talk about? Any questions? Feel free, unmute yourself, say whatever. Dave, go ahead. David?
Hey guys, well, first of all, I just want to thank Danny for sending me the link and welcoming me to your little group, even though I'm not necessarily a part of it. But what I just want to say is what I've told Danny and Alexis in the time that I've talked to them is I can see so many parallels between.
Oh no, we lost him.
Yeah, I lost
Your
Dave.
team and my
Oh, there
team.
we go.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're coming back. I don't know what happened.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my Wi-Fi is a little messed up here lately. I don't know what the deal is. But anyway, what I wanted to say was, first, thank you for welcoming me into your group. I know I'm not technically a part of your tree, but I've developed a great relationship with Danny and Alexis, and just working to help out and do those things. But what I've told them, which I think is very, very unique and positive, is there's a lot of, and you guys see my face and know that I'm admin on the Facebook groups, the H2 Oils groups, and I add co-op groups, and responding to different things. And the cool thing about your group and our group, or my team, is the attitudes. You guys have no idea how horrible some of these people are feeling right now, because they're uplines and they're leaders, and people are not taking care of them. They're not having Zoom calls like this. They're not promoting positivity. They're not saying things like what Alexis just said about sharing that and waking up and being motivated, and doing things like welcoming an outsider like me, technically an outsider, but together still considered family, because I helped Danny and we talked about things, we brainstorm, and I have 20 plus years of experience, in this stuff, and he's doing well in what he has. And I learn as much from him as he learns from me. And when we look at things that way, it results in great things. But there are a lot of people out there that are not happy. They're not happy with their teams. They're not happy with their upline. They're quitting all over the place. So when I see you guys having fun and joking around, and Danny and I talked about that, I see a lot of my team and his team, where, you have to sometimes give the real truth, like, hey, keep morale high, squash some of the bad things, or whatever. And I don't want to go on forever. But what I do want to say is what Danny said about building relationships is important. And I can tell you from, 23 years in the military, half of that being a senior leader, watching and taking care of all my people, is building a relationship and a rapport with them, to the point where your subordinates and the people that are under you as a leader don't want to disappoint you. If you can develop that relationship with them, your people downline, to where they don't want to disappoint you, because they know and trust in you so much as a coach and mentor that you want to take care of them, that is what is going to keep people in and keep them trusting you and believing in you and knowing that you're going to lead them to success. So building relationships, reaching out to those people who, like Danny said, I have 88 people on my team. It's only been a couple months. I'm about to hit silver in my power of 3. I've done that all on my own with no rotator help. Doing exactly what Danny said, talking to people, responding on posts, talking about, I'm doing it exactly how you guys are. And I think that's why Danny and I and a lot of you guys relate, because I posted about my excitement about this opportunity. I'd never mentioned doTERRA, or I wasn't. I am a little now. And then people respond. They're like, what's going on with you? And then I get into it, because they see doTERRA, they think MLM. They're like, oh, hell no. They run the other direction before you get a chance to tell them how different this really is. Okay. So you guys are doing everything great. I don't want to take any more of your time. I love all of you as much as I love my team. I've talked to some of you. I scroll through to look at some of the names, like, oh, I recognize Matt. And, I recognize some of these names that I've talked to on the Facebook page. So keep doing what you're doing. Believe in what we're doing, what Dalton and David and everybody's doing. And, I look forward to talking to all of you more, and look forward to seeing you all be successful. So love you, Danny. Thank you for inviting me in. Alexis, thank you for your comment. I haven't been to church today, so getting a little of that God love was good for me. And I'll wake up and try to figure out who I can motivate tomorrow. So thank you guys very much.
Thank you. I'm so grateful that you were able to hop on with us tonight and share something. That was awesome. Somebody else who I find very motivational and inspirational lately he's a new friend of mine, is Matthew Burgess here. Would you want to take up a little bit of our last few minutes, unless anybody else has something they want to add? He's got a way with words that personally I can relate to, and I connect with his videos. Do you want to say anything?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, basically, one of the biggest things for me, I'm not part of you guys' team or anything like that. I've just been talking about Danny and stuff. He invited me to get on here. I guess one of the big things for me is, obviously it's just like what you guys are saying. That I wake up every day and I try to think about how I can motivate everybody else. because while motivating everybody else, I'm also motivating myself. And that's one of the biggest things, is because when you give somebody something, you're also getting something back. It's always, you know, there's always a return on your investment. You know, whether you're, you know, I guess for you guys, one of the biggest things that I would say is, you know, being able to get out there and say, hey guys, you know, let's go ahead and do this. You know, getting back on the post, you know, like you were saying, you know, all of you guys working together, getting back on the post, you know, getting a time where you guys actually set up maybe even something like this on your Facebook Live, where you guys are talking together and kind of talking about what you guys are doing in your lives and stuff like that, inviting people to your chats. So there's two people talking back and forth. I've seen that with multiple other, I guess, other networks, and they do it, and it's pretty cool. I'm not used to being on live, you know, with you guys, but I guess one of the biggest things for me is just motivating yourself, you know, motivating yourself to motivate other people, because, I mean, without motivation, I mean, what do you really do?
Yes. Sorry, guys, I got distracted for a second. I thought you muted up. Anyways, yeah, guys, with this motivation talk and everything, I really hope that we keep this in mind for tomorrow when we wake up, and to actually really do something different and take action. And like I was saying in my video, I say take action and click that link. Well, I want you guys to really take action and figure out, like in your meditation, in your daily routine, wake up and at least just think of one way that you can motivate somebody on our team and then somebody outside of our team. Total stranger from your warm market, or, you know, anybody. I actually would suggest trying like 10x that stuff, and, you know, do 10 team members, or at least do your direct 3 downline if you have a downline, and then your upline too, because you never know if you're up. You got to hold everybody accountable. Try to hold each other accountable. It's kind of like motivation is huge for me. There's a lot of times where I'm just like, yeah, we got 1 minute. No, we got 2 minutes, almost 3 minutes. But guys, motivation is huge. There's a lot of times where I'll sit there and look at the comments you guys are leaving me, like, oh my God, Danny, your tree looks awesome. It's so big. But I'm sitting here like, I don't feel like I'm doing anything. Like, I was just lucky to get in the beginning. Like, it's such a weird position to be in, for you guys to look at me like I'm a leader and everything, when I'm really just somebody who was in before you. It's not, you know, does that make sense? I'm not any better. I'm not any worse. It's just, I'm in here and I need motivation just as much as you guys need motivation, and it needs to be a team effort. So reach out to your uplines, motivate them. Reach out to your downlines and motivate them. You never know. Your downlines could be the person that passes you up and becomes diamond when you're still elite. I mean, does that make sense for everybody? I know we got like a minute and a half left. Does anybody have some burning desires? Jennifer?
I do. So with everything said, I could say so much, but I won't talk too much. But one thing that I've been learning, because I'm so nervous about doing go lives, even though I told Danny his very first one, just go out there and talk about anything. So that's what I want to tell everybody here, is to motivate other people might be what you think is silly, something you do every single day that you love. Maybe you collect rocks, or maybe you're good at cooking, or whatever it is, that could actually motivate someone else. So you literally can talk about anything you like and just make yourself comfortable, because something you're going through or something you're doing or like could bring you a whole new, we'll say niche is what they call it. And it could change everything for you, just doing that.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. I love you. And I love all of you guys. Like, can I get a wahoo from you guys? Like, wahoo, we got like 30 seconds left. Wahoo!
Wahoo!
Danny, you got to make t-shirts that say wahoo and sell them.
I will. All right, guys, reach out to us in the group chat. This is going to end right now. I love you all. See you next week.
Yep.
Wahoo!
Wahoo!